Failure. When I was 18, I was rejected from the Ivy League schools that I'd been dreaming of attending, and a few days later, I was rejected from the coveted health sci program at McMaster University. The foundation that I had spent years building in high school had suddenly been ripped out from underneath me. After swallowing my pride, I reluctantly accepted my second last choice university, thinking that my dreams of becoming a doctor were starting to slip out of my hands. 3 years ago, I had this closed-minded view of what the next few years of my life would look like, that there was only one path to success. With that path now closed and my ego deflated, I thought that going to my second last choice university would always brand me as a failure. This year, I graduated from that same university, and I'm attending medical school this fall. I owe it to the most important lesson that I learned there: keeping an open mind. I'm going to be talking about how I found success after failure from a student's point of view, but the lessons that I learned here are applicable to anyone in any part of their life. Before I continue any further, I recognize that I'm in the privileged position to be able to attend university at all. Not everyone gets the opportunity at a post-secondary education, and now I'm incredibly grateful for it. But I wasn't always. What I'm about to share with you is a reflection of who I was several years ago, and how I've grown a lot since then. In fact, the act of being so upset in the situation that I was in is a reflection of the closed mindset that I had previously had. When I was in my last year of high school, I applied to all the top schools in America. As an international applicant, I knew that the odds were stacked against me, so I did everything I could to try to maximize my chances of being admitted, score really well on the college admissions test, get good grades in school, as well as try to build a well-rounded and fulfilling list of extracurricular involvements. In fact, everything I was doing had the ulterior motive of trying to make my application a bit better. I wasn't wasting my time with anything that I thought wouldn't be beneficial to me in the future. Arrogantly, I thought I had it all figured out. It was a gruesome reality check, and I was completely devastated when I wasn't accepted. Couple that with another rejection from the best pre-med program in Canada, and I felt like everything I was working towards was just an utter waste of time. The rest of what were supposed to be some of the best weeks of high school were just not that exciting for me anymore, and were rather filled with sadness and regrets. But with nothing left to do but move forward, I started to find myself again. Let me share what I learned with you. The power of yes. Before, I only agreed to things that I thought would help my application. Anything that wasn't interesting enough for an admissions committee wasn't interesting enough for me. Even if it was something I loved doing, I thought it was a waste of time. My self-identity became whatever I could put down on paper. But after being rejected from my top choice universities, I felt like I had nothing to lose. To many of you watching, I know this must all sound really dramatic, and looking back, I was being very dramatic. But because I felt like nothing else could go more wrong, I was throwing caution to the wind and taking a risk. I was more willing to say yes to all of those things that I loved doing and wanted to say yes to before, but just couldn't. I could rediscover the things that I loved to do, as well as new interests and new passions. This might seem obvious, but the opportunities that I thought were a waste of time were really there to help me explore the world, learn, and grow as a person. I wasn't just my application. I wasn't just what I could put down on paper. I was an athlete, a mentor, a friend, a student. Funny enough, if I started saying yes to all of these things before, I might have actually had a better application. All of these opportunities I've had, all of these initiatives I've pursued, and all of these people I've met were because I was able to keep an open mind about possibility. And it all started with yes. What are your passions? Find and pursue the things that you love. You'll find that you'll dedicate more of your time to these things, and you'll inevitably get better. Most importantly, they are the things that will make you happiest. All the time, people ask me, what did I do to get into medical school exactly? Truth be told, there is no secret formula, but there is a common theme between medical students: passions. Whether it's photography or music or chess or YouTube, every medical student has something that they can be proud of, something they can call themselves successful at. Especially when you're eager to jump into a career of medicine, where it's so hard to keep up with everything, you need those small victories in order to help keep you sane. You need something to remind you that in light of all the failures you may be facing, you do have something where you are successful, something that defines you, and something that will keep on driving you to continue. The definition of failure. Failure is normal in life, especially when you're learning. Setbacks and obstacles can make us feel like we're failing time and time again. But the only true failure that we face is when we give up. We fail when we stop trying. When we stop practicing, when we stop working, when we stop learning, then failure is inevitable. We all have the tendencies to focus on the negatives in life. You focus on that one bad grade, or that one embarrassing moment that happened 10 years ago, but you ignore the slow and consistent growth that you've managed to achieve thus far. People also have a tendency to spiral in times of failure, further exacerbating the situation that they're in. Try not to focus on what went wrong, but keep your mind open to the idea of learning from that experience. So long as you are persistent, you will never fail. Each setback is an opportunity to learn and improve for next time. Each obstacle is a chance to be a better friend, a better student, and a better partner. As long as you keep working, learning, and practicing, you will always find your way to success. It just might not be how you originally pictured it. It's okay to have help. Nobody succeeds by themselves. Anyone who tells you that they accomplished anything by themselves is lying to you. We all need help, because we can't be good at every single little thing. Relying on somebody else is never a sign of weakness. In fact, it's a sign of strength. Admitting that you need help shows that you understand your limitations, and it also shows that you're willing to go the extra mile to learn from those with more experience than you. You might also be helping somebody else too. When we ask for help, we bond and connect with those around us. So reach out. It doesn't matter if you're struggling with school, struggling with friends, or struggling with your health. You're not struggling alone, and you never will be. It's okay to have help. Keep your mind open to all of the possibilities, and refuse the idea of good enough. Find what you love and what makes you happy. Do the things that make you a better person and share them with others. You will never fail as long as you keep on trying to succeed. There's no one path to success. I'm grateful for the humbling experience that my failure has taught me. From who I was 3 years ago, thinking that I had already conquered the mountain, to who I am now, knowing that I have so much room to grow and to learn and to improve as a person. Failure is something I'm going to encounter time and time again on this journey. But each time I fail, I'll keep an open mind to the opportunity that's now being presented to me, and I'll keep moving forwards one step at a time. That's your daily dose of medicine, and I'll see you in the next video.